Also, I'll tell you how crossing the railroad tracks on Dixon could be getting safer. That's right, Mallory. The city of Fayetteville is hoping to make traffic on Cleveland Hill safer for drivers and pedestrians alike. That's right, guys. A new deal between the university and War Memorial Stadium down in Little Rock has divided Razorback Nation, but could be bringing in up to $1 million of revenue to the school. The current proposal has the city of Fayetteville building one of these here at the intersection of Weddington and I-540. The proposed roundabout will take out the two traffic lights as the city hopes to ease the flow of traffic. Some people say that McDonald's is too expensive. As for me, I'm going to continue enjoying my $1.50 McChicken. Back to y'all at the desk. Next week at the City Council meeting, a plan will be proposed to make the railroad crossing on Dixon safer.
Currently, it's just kind of an outdated system there, and we just have a lot of pedestrians crossing that location, and so this will just be a safety upgrade.
The proposed plan is a cost share between the Arkansas-Missouri Railroad and the city of Fayetteville.
Kind of the challenging part about this project is that it's a fairly expensive item, and the Arkansas-Missouri Railroad is asking the city to split the cost to go in half and half on it.
He says that the total cost would be around $5,000. The city plans to spend $250,000 for their share. There have been only 4 incidents with people crossing the tracks where it's been a problem, with the most recent being last fall when a woman was texting and driving and her car were drugged 30 yards behind me by the train, taking out this entire section of fencing. With safety being the main concern for installing this crossing, the city is hoping to pass this proposal a week from today.
Arkansas is not one of those states that has those type of regulations. However, a lot of times, like I say, maybe the probation and parole officers will have that in their terms and condition of release.
Though there is no state law, Sergeant Craig Stout of the Fayetteville Police Department says there are plenty of other ways to keep children safe this Halloween. Stout continues to say that most of the sex offenders are on case-by-case basis.
Certain sex offenders are not allowed to participate in these type of events.
As neighborhoods such as this one fill up with trick-or-treaters on Thursday night, concerned citizens can go to acic.org to look up the sex offender registry.
On the City of Fayetteville website, there's a link on there about tracking sex offenders, where registered sex offenders live within the city limits of Fayetteville.
If you have concerns about your child trick-or-treating, then you should use the website and map your route ahead of time. Although, for level 3 and level 4, or high-risk sex offenders, the police will do public notifications.
But you can always do your homework before you go out trick-or-treating. If you have an area mapped out that you're wanting to look at, you can check that, see if there is any sex offenders living in that area.
In a press release from the City of Fayetteville Police Department, it recommended that you stay with your children at all times. For UATV, I'm Ben Schmuck.
This stop sign is a godsend.
The city of Fayetteville aims to promote safer streets. A new 3-way stop at the top of Cleveland Hill was created early in the morning. Cotton Presley lives on the corner of the intersection, and he says he wasn't notified beforehand of the installation.
Showed up early at 6:30 yesterday morning. It was a surprise to us, but it was a pleasant surprise.
Some Fayetteville residents aren't convinced yet that this will make roads safer.
This offers a false sense of security for people who are coming off of Oliver turning onto Cleveland, thus potentially resulting in an accident or T-bone collision.
Presley worries about a steady stream of cars coming through the intersection without stopping. He hopes in time people will see the stop signs.
I sat out there on the porch last night, and I calculated about every 5th car didn't even see it going through. And it was really kind of spooky because people were stopping, turning left in front of them.
That's right, guys. A new deal between the university and War Memorial Stadium down in Little Rock has divided Razorback Nation, but could be bringing in up to $1 million of revenue to the school. This move is coming off the lowest attendance in Little Rock game history since they moved to 2 games there in 2003. Along with that, Arkansas's recent contract with AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Arkansas would only have 2 SEC games in Fayetteville in 2015. While an expected increase of revenue to the university by nearly $1 million is expected, U of A Athletic Director Jeff Long says that money is not the reason for this change. Some fans from the central part of the state are not happy with this change. U of A senior Seth Weddle is among them.
When I think of Little Rock, I think of the Miracle on Markham, and I think of Matt Jones throwing it to DeCorey Birmingham as the clock expired or was about to expire, and I think there's something special about that.
The new deal kicks off on October 18th, 2014, when the University of Arkansas hosts the Georgia Bulldogs down at War Memorial Stadium. For UATV, I'm Ben Schmuck. Back to you guys at the desk. That's right, guys. As McDonald's, like the one behind me, continue to raise prices, college students keep looking for more inexpensive options to eat out. The Dollar Menu, which has been renamed Dollar Menu and More, will include new twists to the menu, including a Buffalo Ranch McChicken and the Barbecue Ranch Burger. The most expensive item on the list will be the $5 20-piece Chicken McNuggets. A report done by the research firm Mintel shows that dollar-priced menu items at quick-service food restaurants has dropped 26% over the last 3 years. As McDonald's raises its prices, other chains around town have as well. Wendy's 99-cent bargain menu, which became the right price, right size, and began to include items that cost as much as $2 each. Even though the McDonald's dollar menu as we know it is gone, it is still one of the most inexpensive options. Students with meal plans are able to eat at school dining halls, but for those without meal plans, it is often cheaper to eat off campus.
You can go off campus and get a better meal for the same price that you would pay for something here.
Some people say that McDonald's is too expensive. As for me, I'm going to continue enjoying my $1.50 McChicken. Back to y'all at the desk. That's right, guys, I'm here at the Hyper where Club Sports are trying to raise canned goods for the Full Circle Campus Food Pantry. During last year's food drive, the Club Sports program collected 1,526 pounds of non-perishable food items. The club sport that donates the most food earns Razorback points that equates to dollars amounts for future funding for that sport. Anyone who makes a food donation may do so on behalf of one of the 31 clubs on campus. Clubs earn 1 point for every 5 pounds donated. The Full Circle Campus Food Pantry serves the Arkansas campus community. Unfortunately,
so far we have just a little over 1,950 pounds, which is a lot more than last year, which was a little over 1,500 pounds and double what we anticipated this year.
The men's soccer team is currently leading the food drive, but if you bring in a non-perishable food item to Hyper 225 by the end of the week, you could help your team win. For UATV, I'm Ben Schmuck. Back to you guys at the desk.